The roar begins before you even see the machines, an unrelenting chorus of engines, hydraulics, and metal under pressure. These aren't just tools, they're titans built for destruction, reshaping the world one beam, one car, one tree trunk at a time. Old-school fans of heavy-duty action, this is your symphony. Turn the dial all the way up and let the chaos unfold. This isn't some quiet ballet. It's an industrial thunderstorm where machines clash with steel, wood, and debris in a visceral, unapologetic spectacle. And sometimes that spectacle edges dangerously close to catastrophe. Picture this: a car still heavy with fuel is yanked into the jaws of a massive shredder. The machine doesn't pause, it grips, it tears, it grinds. But nobody drained the tank. A single spark easy enough with all that metal grinding, and that entire operation could become a fireball. It's one of those moments where power and carelessness collide, and you're left thinking someone got lucky this time. But the magic of demolition isn't always about brute force. Watch a 67-foot fishing vessel face its final hours, and you'll see a strangely graceful destruction. The decades-old boat is cradled by a 400-ton marine lift, gently set down like a sleeping giant. Then comes the steel-jawed excavator, biting into the hull, peeling back the fiberglass like wrapping paper. The wheelhouse splits open with a groan, timber cracking, bolts shearing, and the whole process feels more like a mechanical performance than a demolition job. This isn't just scrapping a ship, it's sending off a piece of maritime history with the dignity of a final act. Elsewhere, brute efficiency takes the spotlight. No sparks, no torches, just relentless hydraulic strength. A specialized claw locks onto a steel rail and slices through it like it's nothing more than cheese. It's swift, silent, and shockingly effective. Another machine trails just behind, snatching up debris with magnetic arms or steel claws, keeping the process tight and smooth, like clockwork in a factory built for war. Then there's the DH-812, a German-built wood chipper that doesn't ask for attention but demands it through performance. A horizontal feeder guides thick logs into its belly, while a press roller flattens and delivers them for chipping with seamless precision. It's not dramatic, it just works, and that makes it even more impressive. Add in loaders feeding it and trucks hauling chips away, and you're watching a machine city in perfect harmony. The downside? These machines don't forgive mistakes. Falling into one would be a death sentence, and everyone in the vicinity knows it. The warnings are unspoken but crystal clear in the way every operator moves, focused, deliberate, and wary of the giant they're piloting. Out on the road, some folks forget the rules until a 40,000-pound excavator pulls up to remind them. Whether staged or not, the sight of that massive rig asserting order on a chaotic roadway hits hard. It's more than a machine. It's a statement. Respect the rules or something bigger and stronger will enforce them. Efficiency also comes in new forms, like the Brixia Machina Rompi Me. It's not the biggest machine on the lot, but its crushing power is mesmerizing. 3 hydraulic rams converge from the sides and top, pressing a car engine into submission. The chamber seals tight for safety, and within seconds the core of a car is nothing more than a compact brick of scrap. No fire, no sparks, just ruthless, contained pressure. Now imagine something like that in your local scrapyard, churning through cans, compacting scrap, streamlining waste. It's more than satisfying to watch. It's practical progress in motion, turning mess into manageable piles of value. These machines aren't just for show. They clean up communities, save space, and help recycle what would otherwise rot away. Then there's the choreography, the graceful coordination of press, crane, and handlers. They move in perfect sync, transforming twisted beams into flattened sheets with barely a pause. One wonders how much pressure is being applied when steel buckles like tinfoil under the weight. It's not just about strength, it's about knowing exactly how to use it. Sometimes the job calls for a delicate touch and the right tools in confined spaces. That's where machines like the RJS Compactor 300 shine. Portable and compact, it's a dream tool for mobile crews. Load it with a skid steer, feed material into a simple conveyor, and watch it churn out compressed waste in spaces where larger rigs can't even park. It's clean, quick, and made for crews that don't stick around long. And then comes a fascinating comparison. Two machines, both aiming for the same goal but with different muscle under the hood. The RGS, a proven workhorse, goes up against the new URX shredder, which boasts a smaller 422 horsepower engine. Yet somehow the URX keeps pace, processing the same tonnage with surprising ease. It's a revelation, proof that smarter engineering can sometimes beat raw power. The implications are huge. Lower fuel costs, less noise, more efficiency.
Пацаны, успокойтесь! Бля! О, пацан! Пиздец, чуваки! Ну вы попали! Вот это чел дает! Это пиздец! Давай! Нифига себе, вот это он исполнил, блин!
But even the smoothest operation can turn violent in a heartbeat. Compressors under pressure are ticking time bombs. One leak, one spark, and what was once a calm shredder scene becomes an explosion of flames and flying parts. That's why certain machines, like the dual system that starts with a single shaft shredder and ends with a baler, are prized. They keep mixed waste moving in an orderly line, reducing the danger and improving the flow. course, not everything has to end in destruction. Sometimes it's a send-off. An old vehicle gets one last hurrah, lifted into the air before it meets its fate. There's a strange kind of poetry in that, a steel beast bowing out with dignity. Before the crushing machines move in. Speaking of beasts, the Oracle 95 DK is more like a myth brought to life. This isn't a car crusher, it's a car devourer. It takes roof, frame, tires, everything and swallows it whole. There's no hesitation, no slowdown. It's mesmerizing in its efficiency. You can't help but wonder what else it could tear through if given the chance. Industrial-grade destruction delivered with calm certainty. Then there's the quieter evolution in safety, especially on shipbreaking sites. Traditional cutting torches have long been a fire hazard, especially near flammable residues. But using giant shears, that's a game changer. The workers stay at a distance, safe from fumes, sparks, and dangerous falls. The difference is night and day. It's one of those rare instances where progress is both more efficient and more humane. But not everyone takes the safe route. One lapse in judgment, one shortcut, and the consequences are brutal. Like a load coming loose from a flatbed that wasn't secured properly, something that could have been avoided with just a few more minutes of care. The Musmax T8 chipper, for example, is a monster that chews through 23-inch logs like snacks. It demands total attention. Thankfully, its horizontal feed design lowers the risk of violent kickbacks, but only if you follow protocol. Machines like that don't forgive. And sometimes the best things are the simplest. A hunk of steel goes in. Clean, uniform chunks come out. No drama, just precision and consistency. That's the essence of scrap prep. Before metals ever reach a recycling furnace, they need to be compacted, and that's what these machines do best. They create dense, transportable cubes, saving time, fuel, and space in the process. Efficiency isn't just a goal, it's the standard. Not every machine on the cutting edge looks like a beast. Some of the most impressive breakthroughs lie in the details. Take the Raptor RQ-122, a next-generation tire shredder packing only 200 horsepower, but armed with integrated water injection. The result? Tires are reduced to 3-inch chips with virtually no dust, greatly reducing fire risks and heat buildup. It's a clean, efficient process that not only speeds up material handling, but keeps the environment and workers safer in the process. Watching those tires vanish into bite-sized rubber pieces is like witnessing the future of recycling unfold before your eyes. Then there are the operators, unsung artists behind joysticks and control panels, commanding thousands of pounds of machinery with the delicacy of a sculptor. You watch one of them work, and it's like seeing an industrial surgeon in action. Gigantic claws move precisely, grasping twisted rebar or tangled scrap like they're playing a game of chess. He swings beams and car parts with perfect control, fitting them onto conveyors or into crushers with smooth, practiced motions. It's thrilling to witness, but it also raises a question. What happens to the fluids, plastics, and toxic leftovers hidden inside these hulking metal corpses? Hopefully, systems are in place to safely extract and repurpose everything from antifreeze to transmission fluid. Not every machine is built for speed, and that's by design. Some shredders seem to drag through the process, but there's a reason behind their slower pace. Machines like the Graceful VHU are built with a low-speed, high-torque philosophy that shines when tackling tightly packed end-of-life vehicle bales. Their methodical approach minimizes wear, enhances safety, and significantly extends machine life. It's the tortoise strategy in a world of industrial hares, slower but far more calculated. And then, right when you think you've seen it all, along comes a cutter head that redefines the meaning of raw muscle. Driven by a 300-horsepower motor and outfitted with 10-inch blades, this machine doesn't just cut, it obliterates. Logs that would stop lesser machines cold are fed in and reduced to splinters in seconds. The continuous blade rotation never misses a beat, and the only question left is, how fast does it really go in feet per minute? Whatever the number is, it's faster than logic would think possible. But power without control is a recipe for disaster. That fact becomes clear when you watch a heavy log land awkwardly, jarring the rear suspension of the loader just slightly off balance. That small miscalculation ripples into a hard, uneven drop, reminding everyone nearby that even the most experienced teams can't afford to lose focus. Mistakes in this world don't result in delays, they result in injuries. When it comes to handling wood waste, few machines match the brute capability of the CBI 5400. It's not just a grinder, it's a force of nature. With its heavy-duty rotor, aggressive hammer system, and intelligent feeding sensors, this machine turns tangled branches, stumps, and logs into uniform chips in record time. It doesn't waste a single ounce of biomass. What would have ended up decaying, or worse, burning and releasing harmful CO2, gets repurposed as ground cover, compost, or clean-burning biomass fuel. It's sustainability delivered at industrial speed. And if your job site needs dependable performance over a wide variety of materials, The M and J4000 steps up to the challenge. It's built to tackle construction debris, municipal waste, and just about everything in between. With a shredding capacity ranging from 30 to 100 tons per hour, it doesn't just keep pace, it sets the standard. Its robust diesel hydraulic engine, combined with a mobility-focused design, allows it to roll from site to site with minimal downtime, always ready to rip into the next pile of chaos. Speaking of chaos, old electric motors are some of the trickiest items to recycle. Tangled copper, encased in tough metal shells, doesn't come apart easily, but the specialized hammer mill setups designed by Forex have cracked the code. These lines are engineered to liberate high-quality copper with precision, maximizing resource recovery and ensuring minimal waste. Watching those copper cores emerge from the debris is like watching treasure being uncovered from a scrap heap. Not every machine in the demolition universe is a monster. Some are attachments, like the Haverson HWP-120, a compact yet powerful firewood processor designed to work with skid steers, mini excavators, or even tractors. It allows one person to do the job of 3, cutting and splitting logs up to 15 inches in diameter and 12 feet long. For light commercial work or residential firewood production, it's a dream tool, quiet, efficient, and shockingly fast. No need for a crew when technology is this smart. Of course, sometimes innovation comes from passion, not mass production. One builder, driven by love for mechanics, handcrafted his own wood grinder from raw steel. He cut and welded U-beams for the frame, forged blades from old truck springs, and precision-aligned the shaft using nothing but calipers and intuition. Every piece was measured, tested, and adjusted until it ran with smooth, whisper-quiet power. That level of craftsmanship transforms machinery into art. It's a reminder that even in a world dominated by factory giants, there's still room for handmade ingenuity. But not everything needs to be beautiful. Sometimes it just needs to work. Enter the skid patcher. Locked onto a skid steer, it heats asphalt millings to over 300 degrees F within minutes, allowing crews to patch roads without trucks, trailers, or batch plants. You just roll up, heat, and pour. It's the kind of straightforward, game-changing innovation that saves cities time and money while delivering better results for everyone. Yet even with all this progress, there are still blind spots. Take the end of the road for public buses in Chile. While their service lives might be honorable, their afterlives are anything but. Many of them are built with fiberglass and plastics that simply can't be recycled, ending up in landfills or dumped illegally. That pollution lingers, seeping into the environment and serving as a stark warning. If we don't make public transportation more sustainable from the inside out, we're solving one problem by creating another. All bus manufacturers should be held to a higher standard, recyclable materials only. Otherwise, we're just pushing our waste down the road. Another ship goes under the claw and the show continues. Demolition doesn't wait, doesn't apologize, it just moves forward. From chippers that reduce forest waste to crushers that devour concrete, from scrap balers to copper separators, This mechanical universe is always alive, always turning, always hungry. It's a brutal dance of progress, precision, and raw power. And while the drama of collapse, crushing, and cutting might grab our attention, it's the quiet efficiency of the tech behind it that leaves the longest impression. When a machine can turn trash into usable product, when it can process safer, cleaner, and smarter, that's not just entertainment. That's evolution. Each demolition is a story. Each recycled part is a chapter in the next. Every hunk of steel reborn into something useful is a small victory in the war against waste. And if you've made it this far into the noise, sparks, and heat, then you know this isn't just about machines. It's about what we build, what we destroy, and what we choose to do with what's left behind. The engines fade, the dust settles, and the silence afterward is deafening. Another job done, another structure brought down, another step forward in an industrial world that never sleeps. So if this was your first taste of metal mayhem, welcome. And if you've been here for a while, crank it back up. There's always another shredder spinning, another beam breaking, another story waiting to be crushed into something new.